See, large operators have serious challenge now because of global competition coming in and because of changing new technologies. So changing buses for small operator is easy. Changing buses for bigger operators is very, very difficult. So you need to revamp your entire fleet. It takes a lot of time. Whereas for new entrant, it is easy to take new buses and start.
A very warm welcome to you for joining us in yet another episode of the Road Ahead Talks in collaboration with Geo Events and Sciative We Price Right. Road Ahead Talks brings to you the eminent speakers from across the industry, new thought leaders, and passionate souls who are ready to share their information and knowledge with you and make you think ahead. Our people come from different industries, starting from buses to airlines to retail, e-commerce, brands, and many more. The objective is simple: to make you think beyond the normal. We pull out the best of best from our speakers so that you can clearly go the road ahead. Today, I'm honored to have Mr. Prasanna Patwardhan. Mr. Patwardhan is the chairman and managing director of the Prasanna Group. He holds significant positions in many eminent industry bodies, starting from being the president of Bus and Car Operators Confederation of India, called BOCI, to being the chairman of the Transport Committee of MICA. And he is also the director of Global Passenger Network. Mr. Patwardhan has been instrumental in introducing new age technologies and next generation processes to make his group go from 3 lakh annual turnover to 300 crores. Today, the Prasanna Group employs more than 4,000 people across India. This exponential growth of the Prasanna Group has been accomplished through his visionary business acumen and the respect that he commands within the industry. Mr. Patwardhan, it is such an honor to have you. Welcome to Road Ahead.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, sir.
Dhanyavad.
Sir, you have been part of the Indian intercity bus industry and the transport industry for several years now. You're a second generation bus transport company person in India. How does it feel to be a second generation person leading this industry in the foresight ahead?
It feels great.
Great, sir.
I have witnessed a lot of changes in the industry, so it's great.
Brilliant. So that actually brings me to my question and the topic of today, right? As we look into the foresight of the Indian intercity bus industry, if we look at 2025, before we go there, we have to see a peak in the past, right? And you are the best person to help us understand what exactly has happened over the last 10 years for the Indian intercity bus industry.
So I joined my father in 1985. So that is where my journey started. So that time expectations of customers and today's expectations customers are, there is a huge difference. In last 10 years, 10 to 15 years, the changes which has happened, they have happened because of mostly three reasons. First reason is safety, awareness about safety is growing. So people want, first priority is safety.
That's right.
Secondly, because of environmental problems, governments are enforcing certain laws and overall society awareness about environmental is growing. So environment, because of environmental pressure, there are a lot of changes which are coming into all the industries and transport industry is no exception. And third thing is because of technology. If you see after evolution of first computer, then internet and then social media, changes are happening really fast and which has tremendous impact on customer expectations. So because of customer expectations, your business models are changing, the way you do business are changing, you need to be more efficient. And even because of technology, vehicles are changing and even technology has a lot of role to play in changing model of the businesses also. So overall, if you look at expectation of customers, previously customer expectation was to just reach them from point A to point B. Today it is not limited to only reaching from point A to point B. They want comfort, convenience. Convenience starts from booking. They want you to be more competitive because there is a lot of competition. When I started my bus service, there was nobody in Maharashtra or hardly couple of players in Maharashtra. Today, there are thousands of players. So competition is growing. So because of this, there is a pressure to become more efficient also. So organizations are becoming more efficient. Volvo came into our country in 2000. That also changed expectation of customers. So because of this, there are a lot of changes which are happening and has happened.
It's very interesting to see that over the period of these 10 years, there is a massive evolution which has happened in the Indian bus industry. As you rightly said, that the challenges with competition has increased massively, right? The imbibement of technology in different spheres, whether it is from booking to even giving the best customer experience, people are now embedding technology in that, right? To your pricing, and the technology has come into different spheres in this industry. So, sir, so this is what we see today. But what's going to be tomorrow? What do we see in 2025? Where do you see us as an industry heading towards in 2025?
So the changes which are happening, first changes are happening in the vehicles. So we are going more towards environmental friendly, like electric. Tomorrow it may be hydrogen or even water based. So there are technologies because of which vehicles patterns are changing after 100 of years. So 110, 125 years. So for the first time it has happened. Secondly, because of technology, even booking patterns of customers are changing. Because of technology, I could reach up to thousands of buses. Because
That's
otherwise,
right.
I could not have reached because I could not have managed so many buses. Uh, Even technology is like company like yourself, they are helping people in getting better yield, or they are helping people to charge correctly, demand and supply principle. So previously it used to be like chalo chalo, so whoever comes at whatever price people used to take. So there is scientific basis even for that charging. So all this is changing really very fast, and I see after 25 particularly,
Mhm.
uh, consolidation will happen in this industry.
True.
So today you see lot of fragmented bus operators across the country. We have more than 20,000 bus operators
Wow.
operating about 18 lakh buses. So on an average, ownership per bus per operator is about 5, 6, 7 buses, less than 10 buses. So that will also change.
Mhm.
And operators will have to become more and more efficient, and their technology will play their role. So because of technology, because of environmental pressure, and because of safety, things will change drastically over a period of next 6 to 7 years.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And we are seeing the new models of business that is coming into the industry in the last 4 to 5 years. And it is making an evolutionary shift again. Not just for the smaller operators, as you said, I mean, there are like 20,000 plus operators. So this evolutionary shift is not only impacting them, but is also impacting larger brands, right? Like yourself. Purple is a very big bus brand in India, right? Similarly, there are many more brands like starting from Srinath Travels to Jabbar Travels, Lakshmi Holidays in the north, right? Uh, Beautiful brand that have built their reputation over a period of time. Uh, Large bus companies and brands like yourself hold a lot of responsibility on your shoulders as well as the shape up of this industry is happening. How do you think large companies like you will be the torch bearers of a very safe, healthy, and sustainable future for the bus industry?
See, large operators have serious challenge now because of global competition coming in and because of changing new technologies. So changing buses for small operator is easy. Changing buses for bigger operators is very, very difficult. So you need to revamp your entire fleet. It takes
That's
a lot of time. Whereas for new entrant, it is easy to take new buses and start. With brand also comes lot of responsibility, because people believe that if they buy ticket of that brand, then they will get certain quality of service. So maintaining that quality is challenging. And for bigger brands, it is highly sensitive also. For bigger brands, on one side, you have challenge of multinational companies entering India. So how to retain their brand power? On second side, there are small operators, those who cut their rates and they work under cutthroat competition. So you need to be working under those conditions. On one side, companies having deep pockets, multinational companies. On second side, small operators and those who can keep very close watch on their vehicles, on drivers. So big operators will have to become more technology savvy. They have to use technology to keep track of everything what is happening in their company, because they need to monitor each bus as profit center, like how small operators operate. They need to keep close watch on what they are charging, whether their charging is correct, because under the influence of competition from smaller operators, if they also start charging lesser, then probably they will be in trouble. So because somebody will have to hold that fort, right? So bigger operators has that responsibility to keep rates stable on the route wherein they are stronger. In any case, the small operator is going to charge lesser than you. So don't go in a rat race of going after them. So if he's charging less, I will charge also less. So you need to hold your fort. So maintaining brand quality, meeting customer expectations, facing challenges from both the sides is day by day increasing. So they need to be always on their toes.
Absolutely. And as you very rightly said, that with brand comes that reputation that a customer has, that expectation which a customer has from that brand. And that makes the brand differentiate from many other operators, right? So it also allows the big brand operators to charge a premium for all the experience that they are providing within the bus, and the safety that they are providing to the customer. So a lot of emphasis of these large brands will start happening in giving the best in class customer service, so that the customer loyalty starts coming in. At the same time, leveraging technology and data sciences to understand consumers' behavior, and taking the right steps in ensuring that sustainability and scalability keeps happening, right?
Correct.
If I were to ask you that if there is a small operator for with around 5 or 10 bus fleet, what will be the 3 tips for sustainability that you will give him?
So first, small operator will have to consolidate their position. So it is like guerrilla warfare, right? So you need to understand your strengths and work onto your strength. So small operator, they will have to in some point. I was also once upon a small operator. So you need to understand your strength and keep on building on that strength. So rather than spreading thin, if you focus on certain routes or certain areas, then you can have better control and you can control your quality. Secondly, I suggest as aggregators are coming in, small operators will have to choose whether they would work with aggregator or whether they would form their cooperative society or some consortium and make them stronger. Because unless they come together, that volume will not come. And without volume going forward, facing competition is becoming challenging. So they will have to reach up to certain volume. For that, I suggest 2-3 things. First is they will have to consolidate their position in certain area or certain route, form a consortium or cooperative society or a union wherein they can work together closely. standardize their service, standardize the way they use technology, standardize the pricing mechanism, and then work there and face the competition. And third thing is, otherwise they will have to go under aggregator and work with them.
Great, great. Thank you. And so, while we are talking about the role of large bus operators and how the future is going to be impacting them and how to make themselves more sustainable with technology and all that, it is also very important to look into the government scenario. How do you think the Indian government is building an ecosystem so that the Indian intercity bus industry thrives for the future, right? What exactly are they doing? Are they doing things which are really good? Is there any expectation which our industry has from them to ensure that sustainability and scalability continues and we're able to survive in these ever-changing, volatile market conditions?
So when we talk about government, I think government needs to do only three things.
Mm-hmm.
First, make laws which are conducive for growth of this sector. So unless, see, all these laws which we have today, they are more of a restrictive nature than facilitating nature. So any industry needs to grow, and from both the sides. If at all industry needs to grow, it needs to be regulated also. Unless it is regulated, regulated growth is always better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first thing is they need to bring in laws which are conducive. For example, whatever laws today we have, see, I am recognized as owner of the bus. I am not recognized as owner of a company which holds hundreds of buses.
Wow.
And there is a huge difference in both of them, the
That's
way you
right.
look at them. Secondly, definition of public transport also needs to be changed. Whatever is under sharing capacity or whatever is being used by public needs to be treated as public transport. Today, when you talk about public transport, particularly government officers or even general perception of people or politicians also, that public transport means vehicles which are owned by public or government. Those buses are only public transport. Whereas law do not differentiate between privately owned buses and government owned buses. So public transport is public transport. So whoever is serving public and not his family is a public transport. So whether it is taxi, whether it is auto rickshaw, whether it is bus, whatever vehicle you use, if you are using it for public purpose, then it is a public transport and it should be given its due credit. That is one. So there are certain changes in law required. Secondly, there are changes required in taxation also.
Mm-hmm.
On one side, we all talk about environmental changes and how pollution is increasing because of vehicles. And on second side, buses are being banned. Buses are being restricted from entering certain areas, and then only private vehicles are allowed. So one bus carries 40 people in how many square feet? So per person, 5 square feet road space it occupies. When the same person goes into the car, he occupies at least 100 square feet space. So road space, if at all, if they want to create more, then they will have to promote public transport. So we have a habit of looking at per vehicle space, per vehicle pollution. But if you divide that on per person basis, buses is the highly efficient mode to improve on your environment and even road space, road congestion, road rage, accidents, safety. On all these aspects, bus has tremendous advantage over private cars. But what we see that roads are widened, bridges are opened, underpasses are opened for cars and not for buses. Certain bridges, certain underpasses, certain areas where buses just cannot go, but private cars are going. It should be other way around. So government should change their view of public transport. That is the first thing which government needs to do. Once they start looking at moving people and not moving vehicles, then things would change. So law will change, the way they build infrastructure, That will also change. Today for bus station, 92% buses are owned by private, but there is zero infrastructure for private operators. So how can this happen? Am I running a bus for my own family? So am I supposed to have my own infrastructure in 100 cities where I fly? So public transport needs to be given public place. So airport kind of a structure needs to be brought in. So bus terminals, bus parking, bus stops, all this needs to be developed by government. Privately, it is just not possible. They can do it under PPP, but land will have to be provided by government, or some industry status or infrastructure status needs to be given to this sector so that people come forward and develop infrastructure. That is second thing. And third thing is the way taxation is done. Just to give you example, when you buy a car, starting from 5 to 6% of its purchase cost till say around 15-17% in some of the states, you pay as a taxes, motor vehicle tax.
That's right.
When you buy bus, in a period of 15 years, like similar to car, we pay at least 3 times the cost of your original bus acquisition cost. So if 1 lakh rupee is your car cost, you are charged at the most on an average say 10%, which is 10,000 rupees. If 1 lakh rupees cost of bus, your taxation will be 3 lakh rupees for a period of 15 years or more. In some cases, it is much more. So unless this taxation goes away, bus transport will not become economical. And unless it becomes economical, 85% of the people in our country are dependent on public transport. Out of that also, 75% people use road transport, which is buses. So overall, 67% of total transportation, what happens in this country, is undertaken by buses. Just to give you some numbers, all airlines carry somewhere around 1.5 lakh people per day, or 2 lakh at the most per day. Whereas Indian Railways put together, including metros, carries less than 3 crore people per day. And all buses put together, including state transport undertaking buses, they carry 38 crore people per day.
Wow.
Passenger trips I am talking about.
Wow, phenomenal.
Why I am giving you statistics? Because probably our other people will also listen to this and voice this everywhere. And out of that 38, 6.5 crores are carried by STUs and balance are carried by private bus operators. So this is the kind of contribution what private bus operators are giving to this country. And they are taxed heavily. So to recap, I say 3 things government needs to do. One is make changes in the law which are conducive for growth of this sector. Second, build infrastructure which is suitable for public transport and not suitable for only cars. Third, taxation on buses should be zero. On many countries, passenger tax does not exist. Motor vehicle tax for public transport is minimal and cars are taxed heavily.
Wow.
In our country, unfortunately, in Maharashtra, where I belong to, 4-wheelers, they don't pay any toll on many tolls. Whereas buses pay tolls on every toll. And that too very heavy toll.
Very heavy too.
So if it needs to be grown, if pollution needs to be brought down, if 85% people needs to be transported safely, securely, economically, then government should change law, build excellent infrastructure, and bring taxes down to zero. And of course, we also have a lot of responsibilities. So our responsibilities are to give better service to our clients, literally take care of them, use maximum technology to ensure that we are highly efficient. Because on one side, serving customer, on second side, keeping your cost under control. And third side, also controlling your fleet for safety, security. So both of us, if we do our jobs well, then I see a bright future for India and for our sector too.
Wonderful. That's an amazing answer and a great set of requests. So because you are the president, president of BOCI, I'm pretty sure these expectations from the government would have been surely voiced out from the BOCI leadership side, right? How soon do you think there will be some changes around these very three critical parameters which you just mentioned?
See, law changes are happening. We could, in fact, after Gadkari Saab came into power, he has given us three good changes. Apart from some small changes, there are many small changes. So changes are happening, and in last 10 years particularly, they have happened really very fast. So first is we could get sleeper coach body code, because of which we can now register sleeper coaches across the country, which was not the case before 2015, and we were struggling for it for last 20 years. Secondly, for this all India permit also, we struggled for several years. Literally, I mean, we fought at all levels, starting from 2000 onwards. But we could get that in 2019. And third thing is 13.5 meter chassis length coach, which will reduce our operating cost, and we'll be able to carry more people, so we can give more economical service as well, better services. So these three major things have happened in last couple of years. Apart from many small changes have happened, and thanks to Gadkari Saab, I would say that he could bring those changes in the law. But there is lot to be done now, and mostly from infrastructure side, there is no development at all, which needs to be looked into. And taxation is really bad. Only because of all India permit, taxation has come to single tax throughout the country. But there also some of the states are creating problems, particularly south states are creating problem, because they don't understand importance of bus service. They are interested in their revenue. But on one side, you collect revenue from buses, but on the other side, you lose revenue on your GST because people do not visit your states more. So I hope someday they will understand importance of GST than importance of motor vehicle tax, and they will reduce this tax to zero and attract more and more tourists and passengers to their states.
Absolutely. And these are amazing insights coming from your side, and I'm pretty sure people who are listening to this will also have provoking thoughts in terms of what can they expect in the future. How is a small operator can they sustain for the future? What to even demand from the government? What is good, right? And the amount of contribution that this industry has been doing in the Indian sector, right? So, with that, sir, your insights have been so valuable, and I've been truly honored to have you on the road ahead. Thank you so much, sir.
Dhanyawad. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. Namaskar. Thank you.
Namaskar.